tamkar da dubu arewa academy of information zariyawa su ne karshen magana.
Today we are going to look at the steps involved in booting a computer system. Although in our previous classes I have explained, and I hope most of us has grabbed the essential parts or the components that we need in order to boot a computer system. But here I just probably list some of the most important things to do for we to boot a computer system. One is for we to connect the computer properly. We should turn on the main power supply switch, and here we should have a protector, either a stabilizer and a UPS. And here we should turn on the printer and monitor switch on the power button. Switch on the system unit by pressing the power button here. Let's look at this here, directly where this finger is pointing at. You can see that the symbol of the power button is a 0 and a 1. I want us to take notice, any electronic device that we are using, either touch lights, our radio mobiles, our phones, where the power button is located, we are going to see this symbol, which now will make you to think that why is that? Remember, we said the computer does not understand any other language except 0 and 1. And what is the definition or the translation of 0? It is off. While 1, it is what? On. So that is why any electronic device that we normally on and off, we refer that or we put the symbol of this particular switch to it. And also next, I think I've explained what post is, but for people that are just seeing this post for the first time, when we say post, we say it is what? Power on self test. This is the process in which the computer undergoes the testing. It tests all the components of the computer system on its own. Let me explain it in a layman's way. For we here, most of our devices, if you are sitting in what we call madrasa, I believe you know what a madrasa is, maybe a peer group, and a lady is passing, we will say that, but the first thing you are going to do, you look at your shoes, your dressing, are you properly dressed or not? What are you doing? You are power testing yourself. Before you go and do whatsoever or mission you have set your mind to do. So also the computer system also power tests itself before you, the user, will now start screening. So immediately the computer system has finished booting, it displays us what we refer to as the desktop. This is my desktop here, class. When we say a desktop does not mean computer that does not have live button, just like most of my Nigerians will say. If you have a laptop that does not have button, you see they will be saying, you have a desktop, not laptop. A desktop or laptop is just a layman's language. When we say desktop from the word desk is a type of computer that normally the normal position for it is for we to place it on the desktop, on the desk. While a laptop, your labs, our laptops are meant to keep in the lab. But let's forget about that. When we say the desktop of the computer system is what I have here on my screen. Do you get it? Here the screen of your is what we refer to us as a desktop. Immediately your computer has finished booting, it displays this. On the desktop we have two features, class. We have two features. And these features are are our icons. These are my icons here. I have a little small icon, I don't have much, and here is my taskbar, which is the second features on the desktop. Here is I have the icons, and here is my taskbar. The taskbar is normally by default located at the bottom of the computer system, in which it has start button, it has dates, time, and some necessary features. These are some of my necessary features here. And I think apart from this, we don't have any other basic features unless you add it. For example, I may have my time here. I can insert a time here. So all these are additional features, but basically we have two features on the desktop, which are what? The icons and what? The taskbar. And what is an icon, class? Icons are just shortcuts to commands. Are we following? They are shortcuts to what? To commands. For example, here this PC, this is an icon here. This PC, this is my Microsoft Edge, this is my VLC, and also here is a folder of getintopc.com, one of my favorite websites that I normally download software. So if you need a software that you, maybe for example, you followed one of my YouTube classes and you come across a software that you need, just go to Get Into PC. I recommended that as a very nice and very fast website for you to get any kind of application or software that you need. So class, as I was saying, our icons are what? Shortcut to command. Let's take for example this here. I have my CorelDRAW X7 here. This is just a shortcut. If I want to launch into my CorelDRAW in a normal procedure, I have to go to my start button. When I click on start button, I have to move here on PC. This is a normal procedure, class. Don't forget, we are following the normal procedure. Then I have to come, this is the CorelDRAW suite. And when I click on this, then I will now what? Click on CorelDRAW X7. You can see it is a little bit tedious and time consuming. But let's take for example, I just click on this, I double click on this. Immediately it's going to take me into what? My CorelDRAW environment. Are we following, class? So this is why I defined the icons as what? As our shortcut to commands. So this just let's forget about this. This is just a CorelDRAW application. While here the taskbar, class. The taskbar is a bar in which our current applications are being what? Are being shown. When we are running a current application or a minimized application, so they are stored what? In our taskbar. So our next task for today, or the last task for today, is for we to see the steps involved in order to what? In order to shut down a computer system properly. You know, when we are on a computer system, what do? We punch the power button. But mind you, class, when you are shutting down the computer system, we do not punch the power button. You know, remember that we say whenever the computer is booting, it undergoes what we call what? Post power on self-test. And it's normally load the necessary files from the main memory onto the BIOS. So when you are done, you have to tell the computer system that you are done working for today. It should what? Move all the necessary files to where it came from. Then now the first step is for you to close all running application. It's for you to what? Close all running application. For example, here let me say I have my VLC here. I will cancel it. I have my CorelDRAW, which is I'm currently working on some graphic design. I'm done with it. I'm going to close it. It's going to ask me, I'm not saving this. Close this also. I will close all this. Then also I have a new one. I'm going to close. So whenever after you are done closing all applications, what do? We move to what? Start button. Look at my power here. When I click on power, it gives me what? Several what? Options. This is my shutdown. I'll click on shutdown and the computer will automatically what? Shut down. But for me, I'm still working. I don't want to shut down my computer system. So for you, you can just shut down. But remember, whenever you are shutting down, do not punch the power button. I will follow. So whenever you are punching the power button, you do not follow the rules for what? For the right step to shut down your computer system. So see you next class. Thank you, and don't forget to click your notification button and your like button. Thank you.